doesn't matter. Let's have the toes on the line here. Perfect. Looking good, awesome. So we're gonna bow in. Okay, let's bow. We're gonna talk a little bit. So why don't you guys make like a horseshoe shape facing this wall. So come around here. Everybody can take a knee. I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna pontificate a little bit, talk to you guys. First, I want to thank you for being here. Some of you, it's outside your comfort zone. Maybe it's your first time doing Jiu Jitsu. That's really cool. The community coming together the way it did over this weekend, it's amazing. So many different people, so many different walks of life. I noticed a lot of crossover with the positive effects that people experience when they get into arm wrestling and when they get into jiu-jitsu. When I went to the arm wrestling practices for the first time, people were sharing their stories with me. Arm wrestling helped me get over my drug addiction. Arm wrestling got me sober. Arm wrestling is like my therapy. It's all the same things people say about jiu-jitsu. There are positive benefits and positive impacts both of these sports can have on your life. I honestly think that is the most powerful part about jiu-jitsu. And I think it's a big part of arm wrestling too. Sense of community, sense of family, lifting each other up, no matter where we come from. When we step on the mat together or we get on the table, we're all part of the same family. So I appreciate everybody that's here. I appreciate Devon being here. This has been an amazing weekend. His son Auden. Now I get to share a little bit of my support with everybody. Okay, so we're not going to do anything too crazy today. I want to make sure that those of you who don't have a lot of experience are able to take something away. We're going to get warmed up first. So what I want you to do, we're going to make a big circle. So just expand this out. We're just going to get loosened up just a little bit. I know a lot of us are sore from arm wrestling yesterday. So we're just going to do kind of some low impact, full range of motion stuff. Maybe like 10 minutes and then we'll get into the good stuff. So everybody seen some variation of this? Okay, this is in pro wrestling, we would call it a sleeper hold, right? They would be holding, like in combat sports, in your MMA, in your jiu-jitsu, rear naked choke. Okay? Very bad position to be in. Great for me, bad for him. Okay? We live in a world where you can't assume that your regular person out on the street hasn't seen that in some form or another. Like MMA is on basic cable. You can all extrapolate very easily how to do that to somebody. So this not only has a self-defense application, but also it's one of the best moves you can get somebody in if you take their back, right? So we have to have a way of defending that. And a lot of the ways you're going to see to defend it with somebody who's proficient or somebody who's bigger and stronger than you, they're not going to work. Because a lot of what you're going to see, go ahead and, yeah, don't put me out right away, but you can put it on. A lot of times what you're going to see is they're going to tell you like, oh yeah, pull this, pull the arm down, tuck your chin. Like, if he's doing this right, I'm already asleep before that, okay? So just so you guys know how to apply this, if you've never done it before, what you're looking to do, oh thank you, you're looking to do the bend of your arm in the windpipe. That's how deep you should be grabbing. This is a blood choke, so it should be cutting off the carotid arteries on both sides. We're not just trying to pull our sharp part of our arm into their windpipe. So another way to think of it is you want your elbow to be pointing the same direction as their chin, or even a little further through. And then from here, my hand goes to my bicep or high on my shoulder, and this one snakes behind. And I'm staying very close here to him. Okay, that's how you're gonna put this on your partner so they can practice. That said, you're not trying to squeeze the life out of them. We're trying to learn the proper defense. Give them a good connection, but give your partner time to learn the technique, all right? So he's here. This is going to go against your natural instincts. He has a fully locked RNC. Do not try to grab the arm. Instead, you're going to kind of relax and sink a little bit, and you are going to bring this shoulder in between you and your partner or your opponent. So it starts to be like this. Go ahead, hold on. Tight. He does not have the RNC any longer, because my shoulder is creating a wedge or a frame that's giving me space to allow me to survive long enough to free myself. Okay, once again, it's here. Go ahead. So the footwork is important. Put a little lighter this time because I'm going to talk through. Yep. Okay. So watch. If I just try to turn, he's got me here. But as soon as this leg moves and I drive my shoulder, one, it starts to separate everything. And two, it puts us at an angle that he no longer has the ability to apply the pressure on both sides. So he can squeeze me here from the side, but it's just uncomfortable on your neck muscles. It's not the proper technique to finish the choke. So we're here on the choking arm side, the arm that's on top. That's the shoulder you have to remove. Go ahead, do it real slow. Let's try one more time. Good. Uncomfortable? A little bit. Feel like you're going to go out? No. Okay. I'm applying it tight. Go ahead. As soon as his shoulder's in between, there's no longer a rear naked choke. Somebody who knows what they're doing at that point, they're going to already move on to something else. But if the person keeps squeezing you, it's just uncomfortable. It's not cutting off the blood flow to your brain. It's not going to put you to sleep. Okay? So one last time. We're here. Oh, I'll be small for you like you did for me.
Appreciate that.
Think about relaxing. It goes against every instinct you're going to have when somebody grabs your neck. When you get here, I want you to get what's called the T position. His center line is here. Mine's pointing here. I'm hugging his back. I'm going to put the top of my head on his jaw, and I'm going to swim inside this arm and get wrist control. Okay? Once again, here, T position, wrist control. You're going to trade that back and forth with your partner, so we build the reaction for going the right way. You will know if you went the wrong way. Go back. Go to the other side. You'll know. If you go the wrong way, you'll know. Okay? Couple stipulations. One, don't play around with this on your friends at home. Like, rear naked choke, you could kill somebody with a rear naked choke. If you continue to hold after they passed out, you are taking blood from the brain. The longer you do that, not going to be good. So, if you were ever to do this and you're sparring and your partner's silly and they don't tap, you let go right away when you start to feel them go out. This isn't a move to mess around with your buddies when you're drunk at a party or something. Okay? I'm showing you this because it's something that can come up both in training and outside the mat. Somebody grabs you like that, you have to know what to do. You have a very short window of time. You have about 4 to 7 seconds if somebody's applying that right before you're going to go to sleep. And then they can do whatever they want to you. Don't want that to happen. Okay? So we're gonna go very slow. Give your partner like a 20% squeeze so they can learn the proper body mechanics. Make sure we're programming this into our bodies the right way. All right? So what I like to do before we separate and work with a partner, I say hands up. Everybody puts their hands up. I say let's go, and we clap. Let's go. Grab yourself a partner. We'll work it. There you go. And then, perfect. Yeah. Only thing I would do a little more top of the head and the versus being here. Yes. Perfect. Much easier.
Gotta turn the other way.
Yeah. See how much easier that is?
Yeah. Way better.
Body mechanics is going to get this.
Okay, so put it in. Got it.
You're going to go.
Yeah. So now this one I go this way.
That way. Yeah. Side that he's, yes. There you go.
Afterwards,
Good.
go around it.
And Devon, when you're putting this on, think of X. If you put the hands here, they're going to always try to grab the hand and separate. So you really want to hide.
Oh, yeah.
Let me do it one more time. Yeah. I feel already. Did I turn the wrong way? Yeah, I think I did too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Try to enter the session. And I have that on the other. Yeah, good.
Programmed in your muscle memory, where we're doing it slow so we can properly input it into our muscle memory. So when we perform it as a reaction, we do it the right way without even thinking. That's why repetition is going to be important, right? Because you're going to do it in real time the way you've been practicing. If you've been practicing wrong, guess what? You're going to go the wrong way and get choked out. So I saw a couple of you where your partner was being very nice to the point of giving you a false sense of the proper way. Take the wrong shoulder out. Okay. That's known as when the RNC turns into almost a headlock looking position. That's called the bulldog choke. So bulldog choke looks like a headlock, but you have the position of an RNC. He's going to go out just as well from the bulldog choke as he would from an RNC. So if your partner is escaping the shoulder on the wrong side, don't let go. Let them know, hey buddy, you went to the wrong side. Sorry. Okay. You need to get it properly executed. It's always going to be the side that you're choking him, that's the shoulder that he's removing. Nothing there. Okay, now he's here. Okay, so a lot of times when we do things that we think are, oh, I was just being nice to my partner, sometimes we're going to lead them down the wrong path. So let's just make sure that, I'm not saying you got to squeeze them 2,000%, but I'm saying if they go the wrong way and they end up underneath your armpit here and you still have it, they went the wrong way, make sure they understand that. Let's make sure we get this dialed in, okay? All right, hands up, let's go. Back with your partners. Yeah. Start training, you're gonna get hot here a lot. Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Guys, what I would like you to do now with the same level of intensity is every now and again, mix it up, switch arms. Your partner, not everybody's gonna attack you with the right. Switch it up, get them with the left so they're making sure they understand the proper reaction. All right, keep going, but mix it up on your partner. Every now and again, switch sides. Hey, they probably know right now you're gonna go the other side because I just said that. So maybe wait a little bit.
Well, when you got it.
Nice, Tommy. Right there. Nice, Tommy.
So quick now. It's like, why do I even do it? I know, out of it. So fast.
Working with it. You've been training a while, brand new guy, let them get your back and sink it and see what you can do. The only thing that's going to stop you from doing that is your ego, is you don't want to get tapped by the new guy. I go to bad spots all the time. That's why my defense is very sharp. You have to be willing to put yourself, especially when you get higher level, you're not going to have as many people that can push you. And the only way you're going to end up in those bad spots is if you let it happen. But you have to be willing to let it happen. Because the other thing that happens when you get higher ranked is what? Oh, I'm a brown belt. I don't want a blue belt to tap me out. I don't want a white belt to tap me. It's only going to hurt you though, right? So let it be locked in, buddy. Yeah. It still works.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you anything that doesn't work. Like the timing has to be there, but somebody can have it on tight and you can still get out. And this same concept works if we're on the ground.
Really weird.
Yeah, I'll show, even if I don't teach it in the main body of the deal, I'll show you when we're on the ground. It's the same exact thing.
Wisdom that your body has. It's like somebody's choking you, you're gonna wanna grab. But if I grab, I defeat the purpose of being able to bring my shoulder in between. Iron Maiden, let's go. So, watch if I try to grab this and then I try to put my shoulder in between. It's hard. I'm stopping myself I want to bring that there. If this is up, I can get to about here even if I move my foot. So I'm literally like limp arming my way. I thought this would be a good one because our arms are sore. It's like, oh, you don't have to use our arms. Just go here, right? So the more you relax and come there, the easier it's going to be. And now we're attaining this T position. T position means if you draw an arrow from his center line and an arrow from mine, they're intersecting here, making a T or a cross. Okay, top of my head in his jaw. I'm hugging his far lat at this moment, and I'm getting wrist control. Okay, wrist control, very important. There's a natural gripping point here, right between the bones in his wrist and the bones in his hand. There's a little divot. You can find that divot on yourself. If you hold in that divot, I can use 2 fingers and you should have a little bit of trouble. Takes him a little while before he can get out of that. Just using 2 fingers. So you want to find nature's natural gripping point. Okay? And then you support it with the other fingers. and we're here. From here, we're going to work to now get ourselves in a more advantageous position. Okay, a very simple takedown. Okay, and when you get taken down by your partner, one, we're not going crazy, we're not going to go super quick, but do not reach and try to stop yourself from falling. It is better to fall and land on your side without doing anything than it is to post as you're coming down. People will blow their elbows, their shoulders. I've seen it all. It's not fun. Okay? So you don't want to be falling and land all your weight on that point. You're going to just go down with the move. If you know how to do a side break fall, if you've ever done judo, you probably know how to slap out. You can do your slap out. Okay? We're here. We attain the T position. Currently, I'm hugging his lat. But now, I'm going to reach and I'm going to grab his trapezius muscle. Okay? So I'm holding the trapezius, and now what's going to happen? A couple of things all at once. My back knee, so the knee that's closest to the back of him, is going to go to the mat. As that knee goes to the mat, I will release the wrist control and grab his ankle. All the while, my ear is going to stay glued to him, and I'm going to pull his trapezius as I do this. So I'll go very slow. You see how it made him like almost sit down like he was sitting in a chair? If you do it right, that's how it'll be. What's going to happen though is you will, without meaning to, you'll do this. What was the difference?
You're going to pull him down with you.
I disconnected. If he is bigger and stronger than me, this will not work. He's going to cross face, sprawl, whatever, and I will be, put it in a nice way, SOL. Something out of luck, right? We're here. Boom. I am going to drop the knee, release the wrist. See how he's already starting to go down? Now I'll pull here and I'll pull the trapezius and push with my ear.
Ooh, that's the everything's okay noise.
Ooh.
That's all
Is
good.
that a good pop or a bad pop?
That's the everyday pop.
Here. Oh. So, make sure, adjust the grip. Okay. Do this very slow. I want you to do it the same speed I am. Boom. If they're sitting like this, you did it right. You're glued to them. Pull the ankle, push with the ear, pull the trapezius. We will look at where to go from there, but first we have to get this part down. I will let you start from the T position, just so we rest the necks a little bit from practicing the choke defense. All right? I just want you to trade that off. Start from T, get to the takedown, and we'll be good. All right, hands up, let's go. Yeah, very slow, guys. Yeah, very slow, Alex. Yes. Good control.
Yeah, we don't want him doing a hard break ball or anything. That will help.
Let me do the
Yeah.
So here and switch high and drop.
Other leg, other leg. Other leg. You went your far leg, the other one, far leg. The one that's behind that. Yep. You went here, you were here. You drop this one. I want you to drop this. That way it's not in your way and that he can fall into that space. Yeah, beautiful. Look, we're gonna break real quick.
Yep.
Guys, bring in real quick. I know you are making this mistake. Yeah, make sure you can see, Tim. We're here. Okay, it's this leg. And watch where my knee goes. We're here. My knee goes fairly straight down. Some of you are doing this.
Sorry, bud. You okay?
Yep. You're moving back. You're taking a step backwards. This is going to allow him to counter again. There's separation when I do that. So make sure, right from where it is now, straight down. If you want to think, have it in line with his heel, that will probably help you find that proper alignment for your knee. All right? We're not even going to clap for that. Let's just get back to it.
There we go. I really think like nice, Devon.
Side control too.
Don't fall with him.
All right, one more refinement. Hey, bring it in real quick. That's not my disappointed voice. Well, it is that we need to do one more refinement. Look, some of you, it's looking much better, right? We're bringing the knee in the right place. Now what's happening is some of you are really planting this to where when they fall, you're falling with them. You're going and landing on your hip like this. This is what we call a high probability situation for a scramble. If he's a good wrestler, he might be able to spin right out of this before I can get up and get my control and I've lost my position, right? So, the way you're able to not have that happen, you go here. Watch, let's rotate so they can see. Watch what my right leg does. As I bring him, my heel lifts, which allows me to just pivot on my knee. If I stick everything to the floor, that's when you're going to be like, oh, my leg gets caught and I fall with them. So just make sure, lift your foot, pivot on the knee. Last piece of the puzzle, all right? Cool, back to it. Yeah, I have you so conditioned to clap now, you want to do it every time. Yeah, smooth, Alex. Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Come over here, Mom.
It's all good. It still works.
Yeah. Do you want to go again? Yeah, I dropped my arm. Can you do that again?
That one is if I want to enter here. That's the height in there. Nice. How long have you been training now?
Since January?
You're doing really well. Did you wrestle before?
A little bit. Yeah. I gotta get you falling back better.
So we're just building a sequence, a progression, right? Everything everything should be sequences and combinations, right? Like if you're thinking of all the pieces separately, which is a lot of what happens when you first start jiu-jitsu, you just see a piece here, a piece there. You don't see how they connect. So usually when I teach a seminar, I like to show a progression. So we escape the choke, we got our takedown, now we're on the ground. Where does it go from here, right? So, Mr. Matt, get down on the mat. Good. Boom. So we're here. We landed off of our takedown, right? And they were kind of in this position. Now what we're going to look to do is advance up the body. And this is beautiful. If you take somebody down and they land on their side, which most of the time off of that type of takedown they do, you want to occupy this space behind the upper back. So you're going to go right away and stay nice and low here. Really accentuate how low you are. If your chest is anywhere near this shoulder, he can spin in and get flat. I don't want him to flatten out. As funny as it sounds for him, like he's still stuck, but this is way worse. So he would actually want to get flat and then want to try to build his way back and recover. So anytime you see the back, nice and low. So you're going to have to move yourself up the body and get here. So if you think about putting your chin on the shoulder, your chest is going to be connected to the right spot on their back. From here, under the head, under the arm. Relax. Yep. Yeah. So from here, I want you to create a connection. Okay, so the arm that's over his shoulder, I'm pulling that into his body. I do not allow this to be loose, and I do not allow my chest to separate. We're here, very tight. Now you're going to start inching your way up towards them. I'm still maintaining that chest connection. My head can disconnect slightly, but I don't want to separate here. Tight. As tight as you can. Now you kind of rotate, come over. Look how close we are. Now I'm going to make him sit up. I'm going to lay to this side. Now from here, we're going to look to get either our body triangle or both hooks in. Okay? And if you want, now you can switch your harness to be the other way, or there's a whole series of taking the rear naked choke from the top side. But we're going to focus more on getting that control of the back as opposed to what we're going to do at that point. Because a lot of what we're going to do at that point is going to be dictated by our opponent or our partner's reaction. Depending on where his defense is weak, I may attack with the top arm, or I may use the other arm. Or I might not even attack his neck, I might attack one of his arms. So again, we could go multiple different directions, but we're going to focus more on getting the back. So again, here. Where are we again? We're in that T position. Okay, I'm across his body slightly, but I'm behind him. Holding. Tight. When I say tight, I don't mean I'm squeezing hard with my muscles, but I'm making connections. This is connecting to his chest, and my chest is connected to his back. Now try to turn in. There's another way you can take the back from here is forcing them to have the only option of being to get to their knees. So this is a great position. Either way, you're going to get the back here. Now we're here. Now to step over his body, I won't be able to do that from here. I have to adjust. I just boom, adjust. Make him sit up. Lay to the opposite side. Body triangle. Or if you're a Jiu Jitsu competitor, most tournaments will not give you your 4 points if you're doing a body triangle. You have to create 2 hooks like this. Now, if you maintain this for 3 seconds, they will give you your 4 points for taking your opponent's back. It's a weird rule, but a lot of people get confused in tournaments. Where's my back points? And they have a body triangle. So you literally have to put the hooks, 3 seconds, ref does this. Okay, now I'll go back to my body triangle. If you care about points. You should care about points. If you compete, points are part of the game. Points are a way the match is determined who the winner is. If you can't submit the other guy, he can't submit you. You could be down 200-0 and tap the person out, you still win. You have to have the points in the back of your head. Your priority should always be, if you're a competitor, yeah, I want to submit the other person. But I also know when the playing field is very equal, we're 2 high-level black belts, you throw everything at that person. Sometimes you can't get them, they can't get you. You have to go, okay, well, got to win this one on points. Much as I don't like it, did my best to finish, but can't. Okay, so if you compete, have those in the back of your mind. So you go there, get your hooks, got our 4. Now if I like playing body triangle, I go to body triangle. Okay, one last time here. Again, we took him down, he's facing away. We got to rotate around, accentuating how low our chest is. Do not be here. Now, cinch everything in. Slightly move yourself towards the hips. Step all the way over. Keep close. Make them sit up. Body triangle or 2 hooks. But notice, I'm in the same spot. He's not down here. If you get here and your partner's down here, what do you know happened? You disconnected your chest. Or you stopped pulling them to you at some point throughout that movement. So there's a lot of pieces to think about. Really take your time. Let's dial it in. We're going to just do once and trade just like we've been doing. All right, hands up. Let's go. Yeah, sounds good.
crowd up the chest here, so he can't roll into me or roll away. This grip here. When I want to sort of put my foot over and grab the back. Over here, I'm going to sit up position. Everything nice and
There you go, Matt.
Why don't they let you have the points for the body triangle?
It's a silly rule.
It seems to me like a
It's
better.
any other silly rule. It's like, okay, well, because that's actually better control.
Yeah, the
Having
triangle.
body triangle is
Absolutely.
better control-wise.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm watching a UFC fight and like he sinks the body triangle,
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa,
Now,
dude's in trouble.
As far as a jiu-jitsu tournament, there aren't as many submissions you can transition to while you have me in a body triangle.
True.
So I think their thinking is when you have the freedom of those hooks, I can spin for an arm bar, I can do like 20 different moves.
I gotcha.
Whereas if I am holding you with a body triangle, I'm just kind of controlling you. I can maybe get you in an RNC or something, but there's not as much variety.
That makes sense.
Without knowing, I think that's their rationalization for
Right.
that rule.
I gotcha.
You can't do only underside.
This part to me seems so weird. You make it seem so easy.
It's a really like a weird motion. So for this to work, I need to have, I like this grip here. So I'm grabbing
It's really close to you, right?
my own wrist, and my knee is like right up here on your shoulder. And then I can use my left foot,
Please
keep everything tight here, and I'm just sort of lifting it. Here. I hate those. Because normally my legs just look down at the knees and I always get caught in this. How do they do it?
This is one.
That one.
Hey guys, let's refine a little bit.
There it is. And now.
Yeah. Couple things. You guys are getting the broad strokes of this. It's very good. It's a lot of moving parts in jiu-jitsu. A lot of it is like making a lot of different parts of your body move in unison. Like me, for arm wrestling, everything feels very separate right now. The pieces are not clicking. But like anything else, as you do it more, you start being able to make more pieces function in unison. Jiu-jitsu is the same way. I've been doing jiu-jitsu longer, so I can make more things happen almost simultaneously. So the big one where people forget, yeah, let me borrow you for this one. The big one people forget, we get so focused on, because I very much was very insistent about how we maintain the upper body connection and the arms and the chest and all of that. So guess what you guys are mainly thinking about most of the time? a lot of what's happening up here, and then we forget kind of what we need to be doing with our lower body. So when we're here, I get this, I move. And this is my first hook for back control. The first hook for back control is the most important hook. So I have to maintain this hook pulling towards my heel. So as I bring him here now, this is tight. Like I'm keeping this, hugging him all the way here. Now it's right in the proper spot if I want a body triangle. But I don't let that go here as I'm pulling him over, because Alex is just going to bring his hip over the top, and now he's already part way out of the back control. So people will time that too. If they feel you have a loose control with your hook, as you're taking them that way, they'll just push their hip out, pop right out, and then all that work down the drain, right? So here, hug. Guy pulled my heel in, still maintaining connection, not allowing it to go. And now here or here. Thank you. Nano had a good question. He said, why is that rule for a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments in place where the body triangle is not worth 4 points? You have to have the hooks. I think it's a silly rule because actually the body triangle is better control-wise. But I think if I had to rationalize it, from body triangle and locking my legs around him in that fashion, I'm also attaching myself and limiting my mobility. So I'm controlling him, but I'm also attached to him. My ability to transition to a bunch of different things kind of goes out the window. I pretty much have RNC on top side or bottom side, and maybe transition to twister, but I'm gonna have to undo my body triangle at some point. Okay, so I think their rationalization is because you don't have a variety of attacks you can go to while maintaining the body triangle. Whereas if you have those hooks, easy to transition multiple different ways, attack arms, attack the neck, even transition to attacking legs, all sorts of stuff. So I would guess that's why they have that rule in place in a lot of BJJ tournaments. But again, I think you're still controlling the back. I think it should be 4 points for controlling the back versus what you can maybe or can't do from there. Okay? So what we need to do now, same exact thing, but now we got to put the two parts of our body together. Make sure you're doing the proper things with your upper body, but also make sure you're doing the proper things with your legs. All right, hands up, let's go.
I've been doing Jiu Jitsu for primarily in the gi, just because of timing. Well, but only so much time in the week, so I have to What about yourself?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. This is my second time I've had 17 years.
Oh, really? Wow.
My birthday, so.
Cool, cool.
But I started out with judo when I was a kid.
Nice. That always translates really well.
Some people make you. One of those habits that you'll
We'll try it.
Yeah, let's try it.
This side?
Let's try it. Here. Six. Yeah, this is different. This one is better like this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. My knee does not.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
This one is a lot tighter.
Yeah.
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 Switch it up.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. I did Jiu Jitsu in Oshawa, Ontario for like
right.
I went to like 8, 9 years. Yeah. There's a guy there, Justin Ruckman. He teaches a lot of firefighters and cops and stuff in the area. But when he was younger, he fought GSP and Wazo and stuff in Montreal.
Yeah, GSP is pretty legendary around.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All the good guys who fought him, and they're like, he was ridiculous.
Yes.
I just want to have a hard time with getting my knee up.
So from here, you could take this left hand and go around my arm to your own shin. Like around here and grab your own shin. But you want to always grab the shin and not the foot. And then switch it up.
So far, right? Like it's not anything crazy, but there's a lot of. I told somebody yesterday that they were worried. They're like, I don't know a lot. Oh, no, it was you, Keith. Keith was saying something about the seminar, and I said, I'm gonna keep it to where everybody can do it, but I said it's gonna be so basic it's advanced. Like these are basic movements, quote unquote, but there's a lot of little pieces that make them work. So we're taking a slow little path, just like laying the groundwork. There's a lot of cool things that come from getting to these control positions. But you have to be able to get there first, right? Like for Jiu-Jitsu, most of our art form happens once we're on the ground. So where did we start? Started standing, got the person to the ground, now we can do our grappling, we can do our Jiu-Jitsu. And then Jiu-Jitsu is endless. It's literally like, you're never gonna learn it all in a lifetime. It's constantly evolving. There's new variations of techniques being made all the time. Okay, you can get on Instagram or YouTube and you could watch free technique videos for the next 50 years and never run out. With that comes a problem because when you're new to Jiu-Jitsu, you want to take all of that in and you'll forget about this basic stuff. And then what happens years or maybe months down the road, you've developed a lot of bad habits because your foundation is weak. But you learned a lot of cool stuff. It'll maybe get you through for a little bit. When you start getting a little higher level, a lot of those discrepancies in your game will get exposed. So be careful with that. There's a lot of cool stuff for you guys to look at. You get addicted to Jiu-Jitsu. Just like I hurt myself when I first started arm wrestling, like going down on my pulley every day, doing crazy stuff, and then my arm's like killing me. Same thing for Jiu-Jitsu, you're putting all that information in. Like, focus on your basics. Your basics will take you a long way. All the top guys you'll ever watch, they have a relative handful of things they do so well that they can do them to anybody in the world. Anybody in the world. Look at Roger Gracie. Roger Gracie will mount you and he will cross choke you. And everybody knows that's what he's going to do. And guess what he does? He gets to mount and he cross chokes you. I've seen one person stop it in years and years of watching him compete, and they still got mounted, lost the match, but they defended the choke until time ran out. Right? So he's so good at that set of things, he can do it to pretty much anybody. That's very much what you want to focus on. Have a handful of things that you can make work on anybody. And stick with your fundamentals. Fundamentals are what works. At the end of the day, you're going to see most matches end with a rear naked choke. Somebody gets their back taken, or you're gonna see a triangle choke from guard, you're gonna see arm bar. Like they've done studies, and those are the most common ways matches end, is those moves, percentage-wise. But we wanna do the cool flying, flipping, inverted, backwards move, whatever. Like all that stuff's cool, but it's low percentage. It's low percentage. We want to stick with where the odds are in our favor. That should be your approach. Okay. Whenever we work something, like we've got a lot of smart people that do jiu-jitsu. They're like, oh, what if I do this? What happens if the guy doesn't allow me to do that or this? And we could go down that rabbit hole and sit here for the next 6 hours and never. Like those questions keep, because jiu-jitsu is endless. Anything you can do, there's a counter to. Any counter they do, there's a counter to that. And guess what? There's a counter to that. We were talking about the chess. There's a lot of different things, a lot of different variables, predictable outcomes, things that can happen. In jiu-jitsu, it's very vast and endless. So we can get caught up in that what if. But can I borrow you, Matt? So I just want to address one of them so you have an option of what you can do. Yeah, back down where we were. He said, we're here. What if, and this does happen a lot because my opponent's going to be smart, especially if it's a points tournament. He doesn't want to give me the hooks. He will be fighting to not allow any hooks. They will be very proficient at that, like playing the points game. So if I'm here and he closes this space, a lot of defense in jiu-jitsu for positional control is about hiding the space between your hip and your armpit. So put your other leg kind of out and then step down with the other leg. Yep. They'll do this. That space is gone. I can't put a hook in there. Two things you could do. One would be ride this out a little bit and eventually they're going to turtle. And then there's a way to put the bottom side hook in because that space under their hip opens up. But let's say he's like too savvy for that too. Okay. So we're here. Okay. We get our gift wrap. Come to this side, please. Everybody on the side that we're facing. We're here. I get the gift wrap or the 2-on-1. Okay. For this particular thing I'm going to show you, I like the 2-on-1. So that's just a gift wrap. So I'm under his head, grabbing the wrist of this top arm, and now the one that's underneath is also going to come through and grab. So they're both grabbing and cinching this in. Now, instead of trying to step over, because I can already see that that spot for the hook is not there, I start to adjust my position behind him. And I drive and I make him sit up. When I drive and I make him set up, okay, the side that we have our 2-on-1, we can very easily step our hook in. Now from here, I only need one hook to control him. Remember I said the other hook is for points. So what I like to do from this position is actually triangle his bottom leg. So I have the one hook, and then I will triangle my leg here. And this is great control. I still have the 2-on-1. Now I can start attacking RNC because what? He only has one arm to defend with. Now we're here. I can even get a one-armed RNC from here without even releasing this grip. I just put my head in here. One arm RNC. Okay? So once again, we always take what's given to us. We don't force something that's blocked. That's like walking into that wall over and over, and there's a door 10 feet over there, right? So, oh, I want to put the hook, and you're like trying. You're going to give them an out. If he's closed up here, he's going to find a way out if you try to force that hook. So we're here, we go, okay, I can't do that, but I have my gift wrap and then I have my 2-on-1. Now I have to start to rotate around his head. Notice I'm still keeping that chest connection, and look how I'm using my toes to drive. Now I drive with my chest, I make him sit up. Oh. Now I will throw the hook, maintaining that 2-on-1. I will triangle the bottom leg. Now I will dig from here, still holding this. Lots of different ways to finish this. Some people go here, so you guys can see on this side. Instead of just, you can do this 2 different ways. You can either hold behind their trapezius like this, and now just squeeze and push your chest forward. Or some people like to bring this up like you're trying to grab your neck and then squeeze. But the main thing is maintain control here so they don't have 2 arms to fight with. One last time. Here we go. Matt's blocking the hook. Gift wrap with 2-on-1. Rotate. Make them sit up. Gather yourself underneath you. Sometimes I like to come here and start putting pressure. Or I might even go get him thinking about this before I throw the hook. Throw the hook. I already have it now. But we're gonna go, we're gonna maintain 2-on-1. Look for the hook. Triangle. 1 arm, RNC. Okay, so put it all together, but we're doing that other variation now. Give it a shot, all right? Hands up.
This one will actually go 4 arms as well. So you can block. Yep. You're gonna walk with your toes with a clock. But I'm going, yes, that way. It's gonna force me. Not to look at me. Let me try it again. Yep. Good. Walk you forward this way. Yep. This is the hard to hard. So you can open my arm up, slide that hook in there at the same time you're like falling to your left side. Yes. Yeah. This one's going to keep the forearm. It's going over and you can finish it by just squeezing.
There you go. Hey, Dev.